The UK immigration system is changing faster than ever, and thousands of students, workers and families are waking up to a single question: who will still be allowed to stay? New rules are already reshaping visa timelines, sponsorship requirements, settlement eligibility, and even how dependents are approved. Some applicants will find smoother pathways to long-term residency, while others will face stricter checks, higher financial demands, and tougher compliance expectations. Whether you're studying, working, or planning to bring family members, these updates could redefine your future in Britain. This video breaks down the 10 most important rules you need to understand right now.
Number 1. Reduced settlement period for many routes. The first major rule states that a wide range of UK visa categories now require a shorter path to settlement, meaning people can apply for permanent residency sooner than before. Workers on skill-based sponsorship routes, certain healthcare professionals, and applicants with high-value skills now fall under this update. Instead of long, multi-stage residency waiting periods, the settlement timeline is reduced for those who can demonstrate stable employment, consistent tax contribution, and absence of public fund dependency. This shift is designed to reward individuals who are supporting the workforce and filling skill shortages across the UK job market. This rule directly affects those already living and working in Britain, but it also changes future planning for anyone thinking of moving. Many applicants previously struggled with lengthy residency requirements that made long-term planning difficult. Under the new structure, individuals who maintain continuous lawful stay and employment compliance can apply earlier for indefinite leave to remain. For students, this rule becomes relevant once they switch to eligible work routes after graduation, allowing faster access to settlement for those contributing to the UK economy. Families of qualifying workers also benefit, as dependents align their settlement timeline with the main applicant, reducing separation risks. To make the most of this rule, applicants need to maintain strong compliance from day one, keeping documentation organized, paying taxes correctly, renewing visas on time, and avoiding any immigration breaches will play a crucial role in proving eligibility. A detailed timeline of employment, salary history, and residence records becomes a vital asset when preparing a settlement application. While the rule accelerates the path to permanent stay, it also raises expectations for applicants to demonstrate long-term value and responsibility during their time in the UK.
Number 2. New work sponsorship and salary thresholds for workers. The second major rule introduces higher salary requirements and tighter sponsorship conditions for individuals coming to the UK on work visas. Employers who sponsor international workers must now offer salaries that meet the updated minimum level for the specific job category, which is significantly higher than previous thresholds. This change aims to prioritize skilled labor and reduce reliance on low-wage migration. Job titles listed on the occupational shortage list still receive some flexibility, but the overall trend is clear: the UK expects sponsored workers to earn at levels that reflect professional skill and long-term economic value. People planning to apply under work routes must now confirm their job role, salary, and sponsorship eligibility before moving forward. This rule has a direct impact on applicants across healthcare, engineering, IT, business development, and hospitality roles. Those who previously qualified under lower salary categories may now need additional experience, promotions, or upgraded contract terms to stay eligible. Applicants who switch from student to a work visa should verify that their first job offer meets the new salary standards, otherwise they risk rejection despite having a sponsor. Employers, too, are facing stricter responsibilities and compliance monitoring to ensure salaries remain consistent after onboarding. This means companies must maintain transparent payroll records, while employees must ensure their work terms match what is stated on the sponsorship certificate. To adapt successfully, applicants must plan strategically by researching job codes, salary bands, and sponsorship requirements before submitting any application. Negotiating the correct salary, documenting skills clearly, and choosing roles with better progression opportunities increase the chances of securing a compliant sponsorship package. Keeping a strong employment profile, professional certifications, and updated experience records will help workers stand out when applying for high-value roles. This rule rewards applicants who can present clear evidence of skills, competitive earnings, and long-term employability in the UK workforce.
Number 3. Students allowed more self-employment and business setups after study. A major shift in student policy now allows international graduates to engage in broader forms of self-employment and business creation once they complete their studies. Earlier restrictions confined students to limited job roles and tightly controlled employment formats, but the updated rule expands opportunities for those who wish to become freelancers, entrepreneurs, or partners in registered businesses after transitioning to a post-study work route. This change recognizes that many graduates contribute to innovation and economic growth not only through traditional jobs, but also by building startups and service-based enterprises. The rule supports individuals who can demonstrate viable business plans, lawful trading activity, and compliance with UK tax and registration systems. The reform opens promising pathways for students in digital fields, e-commerce, consulting engineering solutions, creative services, and health-related professions. Students who possess in-demand skills can now establish official businesses sooner than before without waiting for longer settlement routes or needing sponsorship for every form of work. The key requirement is that business activity must remain legally structured, ethically operated, and properly recorded through HMRC. This rule also encourages collaborations between graduates, UK organisations and investors because graduates can join business partnerships and launch projects that contribute to the economy. Those who previously felt restricted by the narrow employment rules now have flexibility to choose career directions that align with their strengths and ambitions. To utilize this opportunity successfully, graduates must focus on creating structured business models with clear financial documentation, professional licensing where required, and strong compliance with immigration terms. Registering with HMRC, keeping income records, ensuring lawful customer contracts, and maintaining a clean legal footprint will determine long-term eligibility for future visas and settlement applications. This rule empowers proactive graduates who are ready to build value rather than rely only on sponsored employment. It offers a chance to convert knowledge, creativity, and innovation into sustainable career pathways inside the UK.
Number 4. Seasonal and temporary worker rules changed. The fourth update introduces a stricter time limit for seasonal and temporary workers, especially in agriculture, food production, and other time-bound industries. Workers under this route can now stay for a maximum of 6 months in any rolling 10-month period, which is designed to ensure that seasonal migration remains temporary rather than a long-term residency path. Employers must prove that the job is genuinely seasonal and cannot be filled locally before issuing certificates of sponsorship. The Home Office has also enhanced compliance checks on staffing agencies to prevent repeated back-to-back placements that previously allowed individuals to work continuously without transitioning to another visa category. This update has a widespread impact on applicants who relied on seasonal work for long-term financial stability in the UK. Many returnees who built their yearly income around seasonal programs will need to plan differently because applicants can no longer extend their stay repeatedly within the same year. Workers coming to the UK must also meet updated biometric, accommodation, and employer verification conditions before arrival. The new system prevents overstaying through automated exit records, meaning workers who do not leave on time may face barriers when reapplying for visas in future seasons. Employers are required to arrange accurate payroll, hour tracking, and workplace audits to remain eligible for sponsorship licenses. To adjust successfully, applicants must monitor the permitted length of stay and explore future opportunities that align with their qualifications. Individuals who wish to work in the UK more permanently should consider skill development routes that qualify for sponsorship under long-term work visas rather than depending solely on seasonal patterns. Applicants can improve their prospects by upgrading skills, securing training that matches shortage occupation roles, or preparing for formal sponsorship through verified employers. This rule now favours workers who can demonstrate reliability, lawful travel history, and long-term value for the UK job market within future visa applications.
Number 5. Family visa and dependent changes. The fifth update introduces a new framework for family visas that changes how partners, children, and dependents can remain in the UK. The Home Office has placed greater emphasis on financial stability, lawful residence, and consistent contribution from the main applicant before dependents can join or continue staying. Families must now demonstrate stronger evidence of shared life, including a clear record of cohabitation, joint financial responsibility, and reliable communication during periods of separation. The rule aims to ensure that family roots are supporting genuine long-term relationships rather than being used for indirect migration. These requirements apply to new applicants as well as those renewing visas under family categories. Children and spouses of skilled workers, health workers, and certain professional categories will continue to be eligible, but the security of their status depends on the main applicant meeting visa terms and income requirements. Couples who rely on fluctuating earnings or irregular employment may need to build stronger documentation to protect their eligibility. The new system reduces flexibility for multiple changes in employment, gaps between contracts, or long periods outside the UK, because these patterns could affect the family's right to remain. Applicants must plan carefully so dependents do not fall out of immigration status if the main visa holder experiences sudden employment transitions. For students switching to work visas, dependents must align with the stricter income and sponsorship requirements of the new route. To navigate this update successfully, families must build a well-documented, stable profile that reflects financial responsibility and continued presence in the UK. Keeping employment history, payslips, tenancy or mortgage records, and proof of joint obligations will strengthen future applications. It is also essential to understand renewal dates early and track visa timelines for every family member to avoid accidental overstays. Couples planning marriage or long-term settlement should prepare documents that demonstrate the durability of their relationship, as this plays a key role in evaluating family visa eligibility under the updated rules.
Number 6. Nationality and visa exemptions for certain student groups. The sixth rule introduces targeted visa exemptions for school and college-age students from selected countries, allowing group travel for academic and cultural trips without the need for individual visas. The most highlighted example is for students from Schengen nations, such as Germany, who are under 19 years old and traveling as part of an officially organized school group. This policy aims to promote educational collaboration and encourage short-term cultural exchange between the UK and trusted international institutions. The exemption removes administrative delays that previously discouraged schools from planning UK-based study programs and trips. Academic institutions benefit because group visits can now be organized more efficiently, provided that travel takes place under registered supervision and with verified documentation. Although the rule eliminates the need for individual visas for eligible students, it still contains safeguards to maintain border security. Every student on a group list must be registered in advance, travel only with the approved supervisors, and remain within the authorized itinerary. These exemptions do not allow participants to work, stay beyond the trip timeline, or travel independently in the UK after the group visit is complete. The rule applies strictly to educational travel rather than personal tourism, private visits, or long-term study plans. It also places responsibility on institutions to validate group members accurately and to ensure full compliance with departure timelines. Schools, colleges, and educational organizers planning to use this exemption must adopt a careful administrative approach. Submitting student lists early, maintaining accurate identification records, and coordinating with UK border authorities will ensure smooth entry. Organizations must also provide clear supervision plans and accommodation arrangements, as these details influence approval success. For families and students, this rule presents an opportunity to access the UK's academic and cultural landscape without complex visa procedures. Groups that show responsible planning, accurate documentation, and timely return travel will benefit most from this policy, as consistent adherence builds eligibility for future academic travel and exchange programs.
Number 7. Tighter rules on overstay and compliance for students. The 7th rule focuses on strict monitoring of student visa compliance and overstaying, reflecting the UK's effort to ensure that the student route remains dedicated to education rather than unregulated migration. Universities are now required to report attendance, academic progress, and course engagement more frequently, meaning that students who stop attending classes or withdraw from courses may have their visa curtailed much sooner than before. Automated departure and entry records also make it easier for the Home Office to identify those who remain in the UK after their visa expires. Students who overstay, even for a brief period, may face bans on future applications or difficulty switching to work routes. This update applies to new and continuing students, placing strong emphasis on timely communication and adherence to visa timelines. The change influences thousands of students transitioning from study to post-study opportunities. Individuals who plan to switch to work visas must ensure no gaps exist between their visa expiration and their new sponsorship or post-study approval. Even short delays in documentation or contract arrangements could risk non-compliance. Those who previously relied on accommodating grace periods now need to prepare paperwork early, monitor expiry dates, and communicate quickly with their university or employer when changes occur. The updated enforcement policy also restricts unauthorized employment beyond permitted working hours, so students working part-time must ensure their schedules remain lawful during term time. To avoid complications, students must build strong compliance habits by tracking visa dates, keeping academic engagement consistent, and maintaining immediate contact with their institution when issues arise. Saving digital copies of attendance letters, confirmation of study records, and communication logs can be helpful when switching routes or applying for future visas. Preparing early for graduation transitions, job applications, and sponsorship steps will protect applicants from accidental overstays. This rule rewards those who demonstrate clear planning, academic participation, and dependable legal conduct throughout their stay in the UK.
Number 8. English language contribution and integration conditions for many visa routes. The 8th rule introduces higher English language requirements and stronger evidence of contribution to UK society for individuals seeking long-term visas and settlement. Applicants must now meet an updated language standard that reflects real workplace and social communication skills rather than basic conversational ability. The policy highlights that long-term residents should demonstrate active participation in the economy through consistent employment, lawful tax contribution, and absence of public fund dependency. This update marks a shift toward rewarding applicants who integrate smoothly into everyday life in the UK, including responsible financial behaviour, community involvement where applicable, and clean compliance history. These expectations apply to skilled workers, certain family route applicants, and individuals transitioning from temporary visas toward settlement pathways. This new model changes the decision-making process for many migrants because applications will now be evaluated not only on legal status but also on indicators of long-term value. Those who rely on unstable employment, minimum participation in the workforce, or prolonged periods without professional or academic engagement may struggle to show the evidence required. The Home Office aims to prioritise individuals who demonstrate good adaptation to UK systems and practical independence. Documenting earnings, educational progress, property or tenancy agreements, and continuous lawful residence will now carry more weight than before. For students considering the transition to work routes, developing strong English communication abilities and entering stable employment quickly will support future eligibility for settlement. To prepare successfully, applicants should focus on building a clear track record of professional growth, compliance, and stability throughout their time in the UK. Improving language proficiency through recognised tests, maintaining accurate tax records, and securing employment that aligns with skills and qualifications will strengthen their eligibility. Keeping records of pay, training certificates, address history, and legal adherence makes applications more resilient. This rule benefits individuals who take proactive steps toward integration and proves that their presence supports the UK both socially and economically, rather than relying on only visa validity alone.
Number 9. Increased immigration skills charge and cost burdens on sponsors. The ninth rule focuses on higher financial requirements for employers who sponsor international workers, including an increased immigration skills charge. This fee is paid by UK employers when they hire a sponsored worker, and the government has now raised the cost to ensure that businesses prioritise developing the local workforce while still allowing skilled migration where necessary. Employers must also meet stricter accountability standards by showing that each role offered truly requires overseas talent. This shift aims to maintain fair access for qualified UK residents while creating opportunities for highly skilled international applicants who can contribute measurable value. Sponsored workers will feel the impact because companies may limit hiring to positions that clearly justify the expense. This update affects industries such as healthcare, engineering, technology, retail management, and skilled trades where sponsorship remains essential. Employers must plan recruitment budgets carefully, and they may expect international hires to meet more demanding job performance and documentation requirements. Workers planning to move from student routes must demonstrate relevant skills, strong English, and compliance records to remain competitive for sponsored roles. The rule also encourages employees to pursue additional certifications or structured training so employers can justify the higher sponsorship investment. If a company faces compliance issues or fails audits, its license could be suspended, placing sponsored workers at risk of losing legal status unless they secure another eligible sponsor quickly. To navigate this update wisely, applicants should focus on career development and skill building throughout their time in the UK. Preparing a strong CV, showcasing industry-specific achievements, and maintaining accurate employment records will help workers secure sponsorship even under higher financial constraints. Applicants should target employers with solid compliance history and long-term staffing plans. This rule rewards individuals who can prove professional reliability, adaptability, and the ability to maintain a stable role that benefits the UK labour market over time.
Number 10. Transition pathways and switching restrictions. The 10th rule introduces new restrictions on switching between visa categories, especially for individuals moving from the student route to work visas or from temporary roles to long-term pathways. Some transitions that were previously straightforward now involve additional eligibility checkpoints, including minimum salary levels, relevant work experience, and clear evidence that the applicant genuinely fits the job role being sponsored. This means students and temporary workers must plan their future route before their current visa nears expiry, rather than trying to make last-minute adjustments. Delays, incomplete documentation, or employment gaps may now prevent a successful switch, even if the applicant technically has a job offer. This update significantly impacts recent graduates who wish to remain in the UK by leveraging the post-study period or early work experience. The rule prioritizes applicants who build a structured professional journey instead of those shifting from one route to another without stability. Individuals with repeated changes in sponsors, industries, or income levels may need stronger evidence to justify eligibility. Transitioning from seasonal or temporary roles to skilled sponsorship has also become more limited, unless the applicant demonstrates qualifications and skills directly relevant to the role. Applicants are expected to show continuity, lawful activity, and strong contribution to the workforce before they can access settlement pathways. For families connected to student and work routes, dependent eligibility now follows the stricter switching criteria of the main applicant. To navigate this system successfully, applicants must plan ahead with strategic career decisions, stable work experience, and early visa preparation. Researching visa rules before accepting a job, maintaining consistent earnings, and gathering proper documentation strengthens eligibility when switching routes. Organizing paperwork early and monitoring visa expiry dates reduces risk. This rule favors individuals who show clarity of purpose, structured development, and commitment to building a long-term future in the UK without relying on sudden route changes. The latest immigration updates clearly show that the UK is shifting toward a system that prioritizes skills, economic contribution, language ability, and long-term stability. Some rules make the journey easier for those who are building careers, businesses, and academic success, while others place stronger limits on applicants who rely on temporary routes or inconsistent employment. Students now have more opportunities for self-employment after graduation. Skilled workers can reach settlement faster, and families benefit when financial and legal compliance stays strong. At the same time, seasonal workers face tighter timelines, dependent visas require better documentation, and switching between routes demands early planning and careful decision-making. These changes emphasize one message: those who organize their documents early, maintain lawful stay, build professional value, and follow visa terms closely have the strongest chances of staying long-term in the UK. If this video helped you understand the new rules, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more clear breakdowns on UK visas, immigration pathways, and settlement strategies. Comment below with your own situation or questions so more helpful videos can be made for you. And if you want to stay ahead of future rule changes, don't forget to watch the next video on your screen now.